Hello students, welcome to the class. In this lesson, we are going to study prospectus and the contents of prospectus under Companies Act 2013. So when we speak of prospectus, it is basically a disclosure document inviting public for deposits or to subscribe for shares or the debentures of a company, to enable the investors to take rational investment decisions and to protect their rights by giving various material facts and prospectus about the company. So that is what prospectus is. Let us see the definition of prospectus under Companies Act 2013. Subsection 70 of Section 2 of Companies Act 2013 defines the prospectus as any document described or issued as a prospectus and includes a red herring prospectus referred in Section 32 or shelf prospectus referred to in Section 31 or any notice, circular, advertisement or any other document inviting offers from the public for subscription or purchase of any securities of a body corporate. So the definition itself, which is given under Companies Act 2013, has a very wide scope. It involves or it includes, rather it can include, has a potential to include different types of prospectus. Also any notice, circular or advertisement as well. Anything or any document which invites offers from the public for subscription or purchase of any securities can be referred to as prospectus. So from this particular definition, we can understand that their prospectus is something in which there must be an invitation to the public. Secondly, the invitation must be made by or on behalf of the company or in any relation to an intended company. Third, the invitation must be to subscribe or purchase, very importantly. And fourth, the invitation must relate to any securities of the company. It can be shares as well as debentures. Now that you know what exactly prospectus is, let us study what are the different contents under the prospectus. So the contents of prospectus are given under Section 26 of Companies Act 2013, and it is a very lengthy section. So what I have done is I have already summarized that section for you and explain it under these few pointers. So ideally the prospectus should contain information like the name and addresses of the registered offices of the company, that is the name and registered address of the company. Secondly, it should also mention the name and address of the company secretary, the chief financial officer, the auditors and bankers and trustees that are involved in this process. Then next is the date of opening and closing of the issue is very important, and it should be mentioned in prospectus. Statements of board of directors about separate bank accounts where the receipts of the issue has to be kept, that is details of the escrow account has to be mentioned. Then statement of board of directors about the details of utilization and non-utilization of the receipts from the previous issues. In case if the company has already issued certain shares, or rather not shares, but it has already borrowed or issued certain securities from the public where or it has been utilized or where it has not been utilized, it should be mentioned in the prospectus. Then the consent of the directors, auditors, bankers to the issue and the expert opinions should also be stated in the prospectus, authority for the issue and the details of the resolution passed for it, and the procedure and time scheduled for the allotment and issue of securities. So basically all the details which are required for one to issue securities in the market, or for one person or an investor to make a rational decision, such information should be mentioned in the prospectus. Further, the capital structure of the company and in the manner in which it may be prescribed, it should be mentioned in the prospectus. That is, the board of directors should mention the debt equity ratio in the prospectus. Then the objective of public offer, basically the reason for which the public offer it is being made, and what is the business that is going to be done with the public offer, how the funds raised from this public offer are going to be utilized. All such contents should be mentioned in the prospectus. Then particulars related to the risk factors for the specific project, gestation period of the project, and pending legal action, and other important details related to the project. So all the legal and technical terms related to the specific project for which the public offer is issued should be also given in the prospectus. Then also minimum subscription and what amount is payable on the premium has to be mentioned. Details of the directors, their remuneration, and the extent of their interest in the company should be specifically mentioned in the contents as well, because that certainly affects the decisions of the investors. And reports for the purpose of financial information such as auditor's report, reports of profit and loss for the financial statements, business and transaction reports, statement of compliance with the provisions of the Act, and any other report. So basically all the necessary documents of compliance should be included in the prospectus while making a public offer. Clear? So basically this is the summary of the contents of prospectus which is given under section 26 of the Companies Act 2013. Moving ahead to another statement which is related to the prospectus, that is statement in lieu of prospectus. That is statement that is made or issued in lieu of prospectus, that is in place of prospectus. So basically every company or every public company either issue a prospectus or file a statement in lieu of prospectus, that is in place of prospectus. This is not mandatory for a company, but when a private company converts from private company to public company, it must have to make either file a prospectus if earlier issued, or it has to file a statement in lieu of prospectus. And all the sections or all the provisions regarding the statement in lieu of prospectus have been stated in section 70 of the Companies Act 2013. So yes students, these are the basic relevant terms associated with the concept of prospectus. I hope you understood this lesson. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Happy learning.